welcome. If you've ever thought about becoming a business analyst, but then immediately got stopped by the idea that you need some super expensive, fancy degree, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to map out the real path to becoming a successful BA. And here's a little spoiler for you. It does not require an MBA. So let's dive right in.
Let's just put this right up front because it's the most important thing you're going to hear. This one sentence, it completely shatters a massive myth in the industry. Think of this as the key that could unlock a whole new career path for you. And we're about to show you exactly why it's so true.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, if you don't need to go the traditional, expensive academic route, then what actually matters? What are the skills, the tools, and the steps you really need to take? Well, we're about to lay out the entire blueprint for you.
All right, first things first, let's tackle this whole MBA myth head on and just, set the record straight once and for all.
This idea has become a huge roadblock for so many talented people out there. It creates this feeling of an exclusive club that you can only get into after spending a ton of time and money on school. But the reality, what companies are actually looking for on the ground, well, that tells a completely different story.
Okay, so to really get why you don't need an MBA, let's first get super clear on what a business analyst actually does day to day.
This right here, this is the absolute heart of the role. A business analyst is basically a translator, a connector. They're the person who stands in the middle, making sure that what the business side wants to do can actually be built and delivered by the tech teams. They are the bridge over that critical gap. Now, just look at how practical these responsibilities are. This isn't about high-level abstract theory. It's all about hands-on work. You're the one talking to people, gathering project requirements to figure out what needs to get done. You're digging into data to find the best solutions. You're bridging those communication gaps between different departments. And at the end of the day, all of that helps the entire company make smarter, better decisions.
So if the job is that practical, what skills do you actually need to do it? Let's talk about the specific tools for your toolkit, the stuff that really matters way more than a diploma.
Your toolkit is really split into two main parts. You can think of it as the what and the how. On one side, you've got your technical skills. That's the what, the specific software you'll use. And on the other side, you've got core competencies. That's the how, or the way you apply those skills. You absolutely need a strong mix of both to be successful. On the technical side, Excel is your trusty workhorse for organizing and playing with data. Then you have SQL. Think of SQL as a special language that lets you walk up to a giant library, the database, and ask for one very specific piece of information. And finally, Power BI is what you use to take all that information and turn it into a beautiful chart or a map that anyone can understand in a glance. And here's the other half of the puzzle. And honestly, it's just as important. Having all the data in the world doesn't mean a thing if you can't clearly explain what it means. That's where business communication comes in. And all the tech skills won't help if you can't look at a messy situation, figure out the real problem, and map out a smart solution. That's problem solving. These skills are what bring your technical know-how to life. Okay, we know the role, we know the skills you need. So, how do you get there from here? This next part is all about laying out a clear, step-by-step roadmap for you. And look, this isn't just some vague dream. It's a real journey with defined steps. It doesn't matter what your background is. If you're a student or working in a totally different field, your starting line is right here today. So here it is, a simple 4-step plan. First, learn the fundamentals, which is exactly what we're doing right now. Second, build that technical toolkit. You can find tons of great online courses for Excel, SQL, and Power BI. Third, actively work on your core skills. Volunteer to lead a presentation at work or join a club to practice your communication. And fourth, and this one's key, apply your knowledge. You could even start a personal project like analyzing your own budget to build a portfolio that proves you can do the work. And listen, this roadmap isn't just a theory. Let's look at the real-world proof that this path actually works for people every single day. This is maybe the most motivating part of all. The industry is filled with top-performing analysts who came from teaching, from marketing, from customer service, you name it. Their success wasn't defined by their degree, it was defined by their ability to master the toolkit and solve problems. In fact, their diverse backgrounds are often their biggest strength. So there you go. We've busted the math, we've defined the role, we've outlined the skills, and we've given you a clear roadmap. You have everything you need to get started, so the only question left is the one you see on the screen. What's your